There are tons of apparel brands in India, but none like Raymond for women. That's what Jaey is gonna be for you. I am like a huge fan of the show Suits. I'm not sure if you watched it.
Yeah, for sure.
But like the way Donna, Rachel, Jessica dress up, I was so inspired. I'm like, why can't we dress up like this in India? Funnily enough, even on campus when I was in ACLR8, before placement season, on all campuses, Raymond would come to the campus for the guys, take all their measurements, have blazers for them, but like nobody came for women. One of these episodes, Vinita was wearing jumpsuit which had cowl sleeves, and we have exactly one design, very similar sleeves, but it's a dress. You understand that what we are also building is the style chosen by leaders like this. And it's so ironical that more than 50% of Indian women are 2XL and plus size. But no brand tries to cater to them. I feel that understanding of what the customer wants and being able to give her exactly that, where I know that she is ready to pay extra for it. It's only my job to give her that kind of service. People talk about how you need 2-3 founders for a business to succeed. Nobody talks about the number of businesses that have failed because of founder conflicts. It's more difficult than finding a husband or your life partner.
Maybe there needs to be a Jeevan Sathi for founders as well.
Yeah. So I always say this, and I'm going to keep saying this, that though I am a solo founder, I'm really not solo. My team literally works as my partners.
What's your startup mantra?
So go with the flow is not just my startup mantra, but my life mantra.
Building the Raymond for women in India, but think more vibrant and fun. Super excited to welcome to the ACLR8 Summer 24 program, Jaini Haria, founder and CEO Jaey. Jaini, very excited about what you guys are building. Thank you for choosing ACLR8 as a partner in your
I think
journey.
I'm more than excited to be here, and thank you for doing this. It's been on my plans. It's a very long time to do a podcast like this, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be here.
Amazing. And we're doing this podcast now, but we've been talking for almost a year, right? Like talking about Jaey, about what you guys are building, so like very excited. So, Jaini, why don't you tell us a little bit about Jaey? What are you guys building? What does the name even mean? So what do you guys do?
Yeah, so we're building the next Raymond in India for the complete woman, right? And the journey or the way this brand started comes out from some personal experience all through my life. Whenever I thought of a power dressing or a good formal wear, there was absolutely no options available. Funnily enough, even on campus when I was in ACLR8, before placement season, on all campuses, Raymond would come to the campus for the guys, take all their measurements, have blazers for them, but like nobody came for women. I'm like, why don't we have options? And even then, if you go outside, getting a simple blazer would be like a nightmare. And tailored fits, so it's like a different ball game altogether. So that's when I thought that this is something that India really needs. And throughout my journey, it's been something that I've noticed, and that's how this started. Also, I am like a huge fan of the show Suits. I'm not sure if you watched it.
Yeah, for sure.
But like the way Donna, Rachel, Jessica dress up, I was so inspired. I'm like, why can't we dress up like this in India? So I think all of these things cumulatively led me to start Jaey. Jaey has a dual meaning. It is partly related to my name because a few 4-5 very close people to me call me Jaey.
Wow.
And whenever they do, I feel ultra pampered. Like however angry I am, you call me by that name and I'll get pacified right there. And I thought that I want to treat my customers equally pampered.
Amazing.
So it was very personal how this name started, and obviously we wanted another meaning to it. And I realized that in Korean, Jaey means ability, wealth, riches, power, was very connected to power dressing. So I thought this is the perfect name for it.
Amazing. I think, amazing story, and I was getting goosebumps when I was listening to it, right? It's so surprising that, there's so many women in the workforce, right? Like in leadership positions, but there's a brand like Raymond for men, right? But there's no such brand for women in India, right? So kudos to you, I think, first of all, for identifying, this massive opportunity. And so what led you to entrepreneurship? Like, like I would love to talk about Jaey more, and we'll delve deep into the business as well, but would love to understand more about a personal journey. Like, you were at Excel, like why you've been an investment banker, right? So what made you kind of jump into entrepreneurship? Was this personal struggle or personal mission?
So Karan, I've been entrepreneurial throughout, right? And there's another funny example. When I was doing my CA, during my articleship, I did not like what I was doing at all. And I loved doing the paper crafts. I used to make personalized gifts for my friends or just people in general.
So you're one of those people who have the left brain as well as the right brain.
Yeah, partially. So when I did that, I started getting a few orders for the gifts, okay? And I was like, wow, this is exciting. I love making it.
Yeah.
And I don't love CA. So CA में एक concept होता है कि आपकी articleship को ना आप सिर्फ on paper कर सकते हो. You don't need to do it like people do it. It's not legit, but people do it.
Yeah.
So I went to my boss and I said कि sir, I don't want to do this. Please give me on paper articleship. I want to start my own business. He first tried to pacify me कि नहीं करो.
Bad move.
He spoke to my father also that Jaini is coming and saying all of these things when my father told him to tell me कि मत करो ये सब. But then I went again. I was like, sir, did you think about it? So he said, yeah, I thought about it. I'm okay to give you a chance. You bring me a good business plan. How big are you going to become? This, that.
Wow.
And I was 16 or 17. I'm like, ये business plan कैसे बनाते हैं? और मुझे मेरी idea नहीं पता नहीं उनको कोई चोरी कर लेगा तो. So I never took that step. I was like, ठीक है, CA खत्म करेंगे, then we'll figure it out. So meanwhile, I used to do it part time थोड़ा बहुत.
Yeah.
But I loved the idea of doing a business and building something of my own. Obviously, personalized gifting was not scalable. It didn't go. Then I went to Excel. Everything stopped. I still have a page, but I don't work on it anymore. But then after Excel, I kept looking for ideas that clicked. And when I was doing investment banking, we were a customer-facing brand, and we were supposed to power us to work every day. And we were a women-dominated team. So a lot of times we used to discuss that, यार ये कपड़े मिलना इतना मुश्किल क्यों है?
Why is this so hard?
And whenever somebody would wear a nice dress, I think everybody would start asking कहाँ से लिया? And काफी बार वो आंसर होता था कि यार US से लाया मेरी बहन ने या लंदन से आया. But like very few times the answer would be I got from this Indian brand. So that clicked. And while banking, I was working on boat lifestyle ka deal. Then I was the key associate. And I got
to meet Aman Gupta.
Yes, virtually. We didn't quite meet, but we've done a lot of calls. And got to study boat in and out, like
as a consumer brand.
Yes. What led to their success? What are they doing right? Why have they become the way what they've become? Their pricing is perfect. The marketing is kick-ass. So inspired by what they did, I was like, yeah, this is something that even I can do. I have that kind of creative, creative side on me कि कर सकते हैं. And
there are very few people who have that analytical side of things as well.
So, and obviously banking gave me that thing. So start करने से पहले, I surveyed more than 300 people, working women, understood what kind of problems they face, and realized that this is genuinely a problem. And it's not just about the styles per se. It's also a problem for women of all different shapes and sizes. कि यार चलो आप एक SML हो तो शायद आपको कुछ मिल भी जाएगा अलग-अलग ब्रांड से कुछ pieces. But if you're on the bigger side, then you're just out of options. Like there's absolutely nothing. So yeah, so that made me realize कि चलो we can do something like this. So another thing that made me take the plunge is I was going to get married in about a year and a half since I got this idea.
This is what year?
This was back in 2018 is when I started thinking about it. But तभी seriously नहीं करा था. But then I realized कि यार if I want to do something, now is the time to do it. If I'm too mature in my career, where I was already
then you will
earning
not
good,
be able to take that risk as well, maybe.
हाँ, मतलब मैं नहीं छोड़ पाती वो life.
Correct.
Because I've seen investment bankers and the kind of luxurious lives they eventually live. It's like if I have to take that plunge, it's right now.
And you sometimes have to be foolish enough to take a jump, right?
Yes.
So, and with maturity, that sometimes you lose that.
And it was a lot of like gut feeling. There was not a lot of analytics or except that survey that I did, which gave me a good push. I'm like, let's just do it. नहीं हुआ, fail हुआ तो 3 साल में I'll get back to a job or do something. But let me try. I don't want to regret saying कि कुछ नहीं करा eventually. So then a lot of these things came together, the team, boat lifestyle, my thought about this. I'm like, chalo, let's start. And and I wanted to like have it a little bit settled before I got married. It never happened though, but that was the thought कि एक साल में कुछ तो set कर लेंगे, उसके बाद we'll do something bigger. So yeah, that's broadly how it all
interesting.
started.
I think so. It's like obviously it's a massive opportunity. Plus, it's part serendipity, part inspiration from a larger founder, and
And there was one more thing. COVID था ना, तो the thought was कि once COVID subsides and people start going back to work, I want to be in the market when that happens because they're going to start shopping. Because their sizes have changed, their clothes have become old. So like I want to be there when COVID ends and people start shopping so that we become the one work brand. So वो तो हुआ नहीं. Like when I took the plunge, COVID like kept extending. But like that was also one of the thoughts.
Very interesting. And while I understand, the will to do something, and obviously there was a clear opportunity, you surveyed people as well. But generally, like, what's the size of the opportunity, right? Like, maybe I'm asking a technical numbers-oriented question, but like, how big is Raymond's in India, for example? And if we were to look at a parallel, like, how big a Raymond's like brand for women can be, like, according to you?
So, women's western wear as a category is about 2.5 lakh crores as a market.
Wow, in India?
In India.
That's insane.
Okay? And of course it has casual wear, everything. But that's just western wear in general. And within that, everyday wear, or you say work wear, and like, so we're not just building a formal, it's formal, semi-formal wear, something that you can wear for dinners or desk to dine sort of a stuff. So not exactly strictly formal. That kind of a market is about 40,000 crores. So it's a huge market, and it depends on what category. If I were to tell you कि मैं crisp white shirts या वही बना रही हूँ बस, so that was a very much smaller market. But what we do is just way beyond that, right? We're just bringing a lot of power in the clothes, irrespective of whether you're wearing for a meeting or otherwise, and you're just like catering to women of all sizes. That makes the market really, really huge enough to cater to.
Interesting. And so like you mentioned, it's a 40,000 crore market, right? So who are the larger players in this market right now, right? And like why? And maybe like a follow-on question to this: why has a brand like Raymond never been built for women till now? Like, why can't we think of any such name?
Okay, so answering your first question, the bigger players right now are mostly global. You can bring in a Marks and Spencer.
So even the 40,000 amongst the 40,000 crore is like global larger brands.
Yeah. So global brands ka India share basically, right? So Marks and Spencer's ho gaya, little bit of your Zara, little bit of your Mango. Then there are a very few Indian brands that are scaling now. Somebody like a Fable Street or a Salt Attire, etc. But A, nobody that personalizes the way we do, and B, like you also asked, why hasn't Raymond done this? Yes, there's a very logical reason around it. कि 4 से 5 साल पहले, when Raymond has been Raymond, this was not that big an opportunity. Most women wore Indian wear to work, right? And events like these, or such desk to dine workwear or such smart workwear, that was not such a big market in India. So for anybody to enter this market
and change
was really
their brand positioning completely.
And it's a really small niche, right? So they probably did not find a opportunity.
Makes sense for a D2C brand to start in this space.
Correct. And now it's growing massively. And it's not just after COVID. Your Shark Tank starts. Shark Tank में the way Vanita, Ghazal, Namita Thapar dress up. That's an inspiration. People not probably as fancily as they do, but that's an inspiration to dress like that.
If Namita, they're watching this episode, we recommend them to try Jaey as well for one of the episodes.
Of course. No, and I love what they and it was very funny. Like one of these episodes, Vanita was wearing jumpsuit which had cowl sleeves, and we have exactly one design, very similar sleeves, but it's a dress. So everybody came asking that is Vinita wearing Jaey because the sleeves, and it's one of our best sellers. We're like, you understand that what we are also building is the style chosen by leaders like this, right? And it need not, obviously they are wearing designer clothes. It's obviously something that burns a hole in our pocket, but wearing Jaey doesn't.
No, very exciting. And I hope there's a day when Jaey also comes to campus and does custom fits for all the women leaders.
Definitely.
So I think fingers crossed for that and touch wood. But so what's the current, like how long have you been in the business? What's the current scale of the business? Can you share a little bit about that?
So I started working on this about 2 years ago, spent 1 year because I'm not from fashion. Spent 1 year experimenting, figuring things out. How does apparel really work? COVID tha, and we've pivoted a lot till we've reached what we've reached now. So earlier we started as a size U only brand where we did not offer standard sizes.
Okay, so SML nahi tha?
Nahi tha.
Okay.
Sirf size U tha.
And what does size U mean? Like, is it everything beyond large, below S, like, or is it non-standard sizes?
Size U is non-standard. It's tailored for you to your measurements.
Okay, so everything is tailored.
Yes. So, जैसे आप हो सकते हो in the ML XL range, but many a times if you see women, most Indian women are pear shaped. There will be an M from the top, but there might be an XL from the bottom. तो XL जब वो लेंगे तो उनको ऊपर से काफी लूज होगा. अगर M लेंगे तो नीचे से काफी टाइट होगा. So the standard sizing in itself, plus India does not have a size chart of its own. You have US,
it's been interpreted from the global size charts.
Those size charts are made keeping an hourglass body type where their bust and their hip size is supposed to be very close. But Indian women don't have that body type, right? So size U is tailored for your curves. You never have to think, yaar, main yahan se I want to hide this, or yahan se I'm not comfortable. It's something that fits your body so well that it makes you feel extremely comfortable. So originally we were a size U only brand, and we had this very cool technology called a virtual tailor that captured all your measurements with just 2 photos from your phone.
Wow.
It is an extremely cool tech and it's super accurate if done properly. So
from the customer's point.
क्योंकि उसमें कुछ instructions है जो follow करने होते हैं. So for a good 1.5 years, I tried to make the virtual tailor also work because I still have a lot of conviction in it.
Yeah.
It's just that it's probably too early for India to adapt a tech like this. There are a lot of questions around it. There are a lot of conditions that it should go right. So we pivoted. Then we were like, if size U is not working, a lot of people are not comfortable. Then we pivoted from size U to size U plus your standard sizes. But your standard sizes are not restricted. It's overall 2XS to 6XL. Then we tried to play that for some time. Then we realized that virtual tailor is still creating a hindrance even in size U because लोगों को चाहिए tailored options, but everybody is not comfortable or not doing it right. The virtual tailor part. So then we again changed it. कि virtual tailor हटा के we replaced it with manual measurements.
Okay.
So size U has existed since forever, but our other offerings have changed and the way we do it has changed a little bit. So then this model of standard sizes plus size U has existed for a little over a year, and that's when we actually started running the business properly. So it's been like good 8-9 months since I've been properly into it.
Got it.
And right now we're doing an average run rate of about 80 lakhs. Looking to do about 5 crore in the next year.
Wow.
So and we're growing fast at about 40 to 50% every month.
Yeah.
And hoping to build a 100 crore brand in the next 5 years.
Amazing. And what's the split between standard and size U right now?
So standard is about 70% of our orders.
Interesting. So that's when the pivot, when you did to standard, that also kind of started scaling the brand.
Yeah. I'll tell you, there's another reason for it. It's not like people don't like or want tailored. It's just that not everybody is trusting the way it is done online or comfortable with it. जो कर रहे, they are very happy.
So maybe it's a great product for exclusive brand outlet whenever you launch yours. And and also maybe it's a great product for somebody who knows the brand and has tried the product once and then is a repeating customer. But the gateway into the customer could be like standard sizing.
Yes. So and with standard also we offer customization. So you can pick an L or XL, but you can customize the sleeves or the length of the garment.
Interesting. So like you were mentioning Vinita's sleeves and also like that you can customize.
Yeah. So not everything, like not the pattern, but the length or something, right? For example, a lot of times this happens when you're shopping and you see this dress and you love it. But I don't wear such short clothes. So I'm like, this is too short for me. I love it, but I can't buy it. So that's when we come in. We give an option
so
to you can take that design, customize to your length. Right? So that's your comfort zone. So we get a lot of these orders also.
So that's not completely size you, but it's still customization.
Customized. Yeah. So we get a lot of these orders also, and people are
and you're able to ship it like in time, like what's the delivery?
Yeah, so we usually ship it within 3 to 5 days.
Wow.
Which is what we're doing right now, and even with like operations, we have a hybrid model that helps us scale and ship really fast even now. You say customized or size your pieces are made in house. Your standard sizes are something that we stock up based on the demand, etc. And जो ये बीच के होते हैं, which are standard sizes and also customize. We have some semi-finished sort of a model for it. So we have some structure ready. You just have to pick it and build it. So it's much faster that way.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
And what's the like? Are you only selling on your website right now, or like, I mean, are you also on other marketplaces?
So recently we've onboarded on Ajiogram, which is the more D2C exclusive part of Ajio. So we just started selling on that really like just a month ago. We're in talks with Myntra and Nykaa to get on boarded on them. Hopefully we'll be there in the next 3 to 4 months. And then that's about it.
Amazing. I think super impressive, doing about an 80 lakh business, planning to go to about 5 crore. And I think still being bootstrapped, very impressive. And I think now the business is also kind of started seeing that product market fit in terms of, scale. And, how difficult has it been scaling the business while being, bootstrapped?
It's been difficult for my father. But honestly, it's been... See, when you're bootstrapped, right, you're more mindful of where you're spending money.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of money.
It teaches you to be innovative.
Yes. It teaches you to negotiate well. It teaches you to be innovative.
It teaches you to find your product market fit without really spending a lot of money on your marketing and on your CAC.
Exactly. Because when you raise too early, is what I believe, कि आप किसी और के पैसे पे you're just still figuring things out.
Yeah.
I am a believer that if I'm really going to bring somebody in with their money, I am going to tell them that this is a product that I've figured out is going to work. And I'm spending my money figuring it out. Now you just invest in the growth of it. Right? Because product market fit set.
Yeah. And I think you coming from an investment banking background, like it's not very difficult for someone like you to raise money, but like having the right mindset is very important. I think like that kind of.
I didn't want anybody to think कि ये हमारे पैसे लेके अभी भी she's just wasting it and figuring out. So I have wasted not wasted but experimented with a fair share of things but this has helped me build a model that is sustainable that within the next 5 to 6 months will start giving us profits also. We're already very low on our losses and just a little bit away from covering our fixed costs. In the next 5 to 6 months as the scales up, that's going to be covered. So the thought process is not to aggressively, mindlessly grow, but grow more mindfully so that the customers become our investors and the business
That's the best kind of capital.
Yes, and the business starts making money itself the more traditional way.
Yeah, and you mentioned product market fit as well, right? So what are some of the signs that you see that the business has kind of reached product market fit?
A lot actually. In terms of customer feedback, there are a lot of these people who've come and told me that, Jaini, I never thought I could wear an outfit like this.
Wow.
You made us believe that I could. And the way they appreciate it. If your customers are sending you photos of them wearing the outfit without you asking them, right? You know that you're doing something right. And this is not just a plus size customer, this is any customer. So we are just happy with how it's being accepted. We take a lot of feedback on the designs we improvise and all, but this makes me understand that this gap to hai. We have celebrity stylists coming and reaching out to us that we want to source from us. Why would they reach out to us? There's so many other brands. But the way we do it and the kind of designs we have and the kind of brand positioning that we're building, we realize that if so many people are coming out and reaching out to us, there's a definite need and our returns are as low as 8%.
Interesting.
That
in the fashion space,
in the fashion space where everybody else is doing a 30 to 40% return, right? So we know that customers are loving this and what we're doing is kind of right in terms of everything, in terms of the fit, fabric quality, and this has been a progress. It's not like I got it right from the day one. Like I had the worst quality in the beginning because I didn't have that understanding of fabric. But now we've improvised so much and we're still doing it that I know that it's still a journey. It's still a long way to go to hit even better, but we know that we've chosen the right path.
Yeah, amazing. So, you talked about building a 100 crore brand, right? So, just tell us about the plan for the next 3 to 5 years. How are you going to grow, from almost like a 1 crore run rate to that 5 crore to the 100 crore? What's your overall vision? Like you mentioned you're building the Raymond for Women in India, but what does that look like? How does that kind of manifest?
So the plan right now, the focus is just to be present everywhere the customer is looking for.
Interesting.
So marketplaces ho gaya, offline presence ho gaya, your own EBOs हो गए, right? Our own stores.
EBOs, exclusive brand outlets.
Exclusive brand outlets. So our plan right now is pretty simple. It's just to focus on distribution while maintaining the quality and maintaining the product design, etc. And just go aggressive on it. So right now I mentioned that within 3 to 4 months we're planning to do marketplaces. Then we'll just try our hands on and just settle on marketplaces for some time, take 6-9 months. Then enter the offline segment also.
With one EBO.
With one EBO, see how it's working, then have more EBOs across the country. And apart from EBOs, we also want to do multi-brand outlets, right? For example, outlets like a shopper stop where people come to shop irrespective to see multiple brands. So have some of those kind of visibility also. So basically try it and go on campuses so that we are there for hiring. So such corporate
That's the overall vision.
College collabs. So like within a good 5 years, you want to just be present everywhere, right? While maintaining the fit and quality that stays across. And that's I think that's the very simple and the most logical way to scale this up.
Yeah. And do you think like doing custom clothing and then essentially scaling on marketplaces or like shop in shop, right? Like so while it's a great idea for exclusive brand outlets, but shop in shop and marketplaces, like they require more standardized fits and standardized sizes, right? So like how do you kind of see that scaling? Like, would it be a challenge when you scale to all of these platforms?
So it will be tailored to each platform, like you rightly mentioned. We might not be able to customize on a Myntra or a Nykaa or on a multi-brand outlet, but we can always say that, hey, these are your standard options. But in case you want personalization, you can always come to our website or our exclusive brand outlet, and we are there to customize it for you. So that's broadly how we look at. It will be just different offerings in different places. At the same time, even when you talk about scaling custom clothing, it's not as simple as a standard size, right? Because standard size में तो आप stock बना के रख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे आपको नहीं पता क्या size रहेंगे. But it's not possible. It gives us the benefit because we've been so agile since day one. All our processes are being set only that way since day one. कि हम customize ऐसे करेंगे, हम ये करेंगे, we'll have some semi-finished goods. Even if we are having production, we'll ensure that they are such that they can be tweaked easily to be sold out, right? So this is the concept that we are trying in the supply chain thing, and it's very scalable. And to give you an example, there is this brand called E-Shakti. It also does customized women's wear. It's an Indian-owned brand, but its main market is in the US. Okay, they're recently probably trying to enter India, but they're still focused on the US. There are 200 crore custom clothing brand, and they only do custom fits. उनमें तो standard sizes are not even an option.
And direct D2C.
And D2C.
Interesting.
200 crore. They manufacture about like thousands or lakhs of pieces in a day, and they're able to do it with their agile facilities, with the whole idea कि यार जब एक garment बनता है तो you have like the body at one place, sleeves अलग होते हैं, collar अलग होते हैं, then you kind of bring them together. So you have parts ready that you can assemble very easily, something of that sort, right? So that's the kind of supply chain that we're building already, and that gives us the right to win because we know how to do it from day one. So
that's been like in your DNA from day one.
Yes. Like I told you that the way I'm offering size you kept changing, but size you is always going to be there. Because that's what also gives us a differentiation. Today there are tons of apparel brands out there. It's not like women, like obviously power dressing is not it's not that penetrated, but there are still so many apparel brands out there. But having a custom fit, tailored personalization offering makes us very different from everybody else, right? It tells customers
it's a clear differentiator.
It's a clear differentiator. People know that we are literally making it for them. So that's something that is going to continue, and we're going to learn to scale with it, and I'm sure we'll be able to do it. If Raymond has done it, if E-Shakti has done it, if even Bombay Shirt Company now is doing it, so then what stops us from doing it?
And I think you mentioned very interesting term, right to win, right? So, if I'm to ask you like an investor question, and what is Jaey's right to win? So, like you partly alluded to it that, you know, like it's our focus on the size U while being agile in the manufacturing. So like, is that one of the reasons that you feel that because it's been in your DNA from day one, or?
So multiple, that is one of the major reasons also, but I think it's also our size inclusivity, right? We offer
So it's
sizes.
it's not just like a statement that
Yeah.
you make, but actually like embedded in your DNA and the company
Yes,
DNA.
yes. From everything that we offer, like even with sizes, we have 2XS to 6XL, and even if you're a 9XL, you can still have something for you with size U. And this 2XS to 6XL gives us an edge because when you speak to a plus size person,
Yeah, it makes them feel included.
they don't want a separate brand for themselves.
Yeah.
They don't want to be called using a plus size brand,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
They really want to wear the same designs
Yeah.
that a S or an M is wearing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
probably no brand gives them an opportunity to
Yeah,
do so.
yeah.
And it's so ironical that more than 50% of Indian women are 2XL and plus size. And that is because of the simple life phases that they go through. They give birth to a baby, their body grows to drastic changes, there are hormonal changes, there is PCOD. So it's not like it's not there. More than 50% of Indian women are of that size, but no brand tries to cater to them.
Or if there's a
right?
brand, they would have that plus in the name, which would then not
Yes.
make you feel
yes.
included.
Like and there are brands who are trying to do it, but they're having a completely separate section within their website also. Then you call it the curve section or the plus size. क्यों करना है? Same ही designs दे दो ना. What's so difficult about it also? And a lot of people also come telling me that hey, you're doing plus sizes. Why don't you have plus size models का shoot? I agree with that also कि होना चाहिए, but I don't 100% agree कि मुझे सिर्फ वो ही shoot करना है.
Correct.
Because so many plus size women see the S size women ka photos and buy plus size clothing, and then they see how they looks on them and they are happy with it. They don't want to see कि ये not trying to use the word, but they don't want to see कि ये plus size woman पे कैसा दिख रहा है तो मेरे पे कैसा दिखेगा. They just want to see how the garment is, right? So I feel that understanding of what the customer wants and being able to give her exactly that, where I know that she is ready to pay extra for it. It's only my job to give her that kind of service. That is something that gives us that right to win.
Amazing.
And that's something that I think we are doing really well.
And I think another thing that I feel as as somebody who's been watching the brand grow over the last 1 year, as you do very well, is your marketing and your brand positioning, right? Like even in your Instagram, like you have a crazy reach, like almost 1 million in the last 30 days, right? And essentially, like a lot of influencers, would organically try the products and essentially buy the products. So I think like somehow it's really appealing, or like your social media marketing, your branding, your positioning is also appealing to that TG as well, right? So I think that's all something that you guys are like. I mean, you're not saying it, but I think that gives you a real edge.
Yeah, we're trying to do it. We're obviously improving day by day on it. It's not like we've had the best content, but now it's really good.
Yeah.
The way we're thinking about this is कि we don't want to burn a lot of money having a big influencer or celebrity and giving them like 10 lakhs for a reel. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We invest in nano influencers or nano content creators who make really good content and have the capability to grow, right? Because they give like more efforts into the content than anybody else does.
Yeah.
We give them very good concepts that revolve around the branded identity. Like for example, versatility of the outfit, the quality of the fabric, the fit, etc.
So you're spending a lot of time with them in terms of the content brief as well.
Yes. So everything is very much aligned in terms of what we offer, and they're able to deliver good content, and that's pretty controlled. But when it comes out, it is like if you see our recent reach, a lot of reels have gone 100K plus, which has never happened in the past 1 year, by the way. It's just happening now. And जैसे वो बढ़ता है वैसे these bigger influencers are automatically seeing it, and it's all inbound. Now their stylists or they themselves are reaching out that hey, we want to collaborate.
Try the product.
Like this is it. This is what I wanted to do. So it's working out really well. Like we've in the past few months we've collaborated with Karishma Mehta, who's the founder of Humans of Bombay, for like 2 or 3 of her shoots. And again with her, right, her stylist reached out and we gave the garments to her. She loved it so much that on her own, she put up
She
a
created
story.
a lot of content. Yeah.
She put up a story saying that, hey, this brand has really good clothes. You
Yeah.
know, check it out.
Yeah.
Nobody told her to do that.
Yeah.
But she loved it. So
Yeah.
she did it.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people reached out
Yeah.
and it's been a bestseller product since then.
Amazing.
Where like...
I think that's the best kind of marketing, like an influencer kind of
course.
creating content and a lot of content, you know, and endorsing the brand for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even better, when Karishma Mehta created those reels, a lot of people came back and saying, "Oh, is this a J garment?
Yeah.
I've seen this somewhere."
Amazing.
I'm like, "Wow,
Yeah.
this is it, right?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that's right.
Yeah.
So then we
so
had
like,
her.
like an exclusivity to the garment as well, that people say that ये Zara पे नहीं मिल सकता है, कहीं और नहीं मिल सकता. This is actually you're only going to find it in J.
Yeah. They've identified the color, the silhouettes. So we also spoke about the Vinita Singh cowl sleeves. Like people saw the sleeve and they were like, "Hey, is this a J dress?"
Yeah.
So people have started identifying the products as well, right? And we've collaborated with Archana Gautam, who has been a Big Boss participant, a pretty famous person as well. We've collaborated with Sunaina Fauzdar. She is Anjali from Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma. It's like a really good one for us because everybody knows her. And all my circle, when my friends told their moms that, you know what, my friend's brand collaborated, they went all gaga.
Yes,
Like,
yeah. So now you have made it if you're in the mom circle.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's all inbound and, you know, people are just loving what we're doing and this is the exact kind of marketing we want to keep going.
Interesting. And I think one thing, you know, that I want to talk about is, you know, running the business as a solo founder, right? Like this, almost like a team of 10 people. You're looking at manufacturing, designs, marketing, listing on marketplaces, you know, growth, you know, managing the entire operation. So how do you do this? How's been like your experience of running this venture, you know, as a solo founder? Because, you know, also sometimes, you know, in the ecosystem, like sometimes we are, you know, we are to blame where we say that एक बिजनेस में 2-3 फाउंडर्स तो होने चाहिए, एक फंड रेजिंग कर रहा है, ग्रोथ कर रहा है, ऑपरेशंस कर रहा है, राइट? सो हाउ हैज बीन योर एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ काइंड ऑफ रनिंग दिस venture on your own as solo founder?
So I always say this and I'm going to keep saying this, that though I am a solo founder, I'm really not solo. My team literally works as my partners. Like I don't have to worry about anything at all. They're going to
You can do the podcast with me here and the team
yeah,
is
not worry about what's going on there. And this entrepreneurial spirit comes right from the like lowest level, like every level of employee there is entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
And that stems with the way that we've just made that environment like that.
Yeah.
Everybody has to do things on their own. And today I don't have to tell them when they have to save on costs. I don't have to tell them that, boss, let's discontinue this because it's too costly, or let's do this. I need extra efforts from you to do this. They will do it, and sometimes they do it without me asking them to do it. So I keep saying this, that I'm not solo. My team is my partner and they've stuck with me, and that goes to any tailor, any master G or anybody, and everybody has a right to come and tell me that, Jaini, do this, and we do that. So that has helped me succeed, I think, a lot because I have the strongest team. And this has also been a journey. A lot of people have come, gone, etc. It's not like I've not tried to find a co-founder. I did. I also like worked with somebody for 2-3 months. But people talk about how you need 2-3 founders for a business to succeed.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about the number of businesses that have failed because of founder
conflicts,
mismatch or conflicts, right?
Correct.
So
it's not something that you can just jump into and just get somebody as a co-founder for the name of it. Like you have to actually really gel with the person, work well with the person. You have to have complementary skills.
It's like it's more difficult than finding a husband or your life partner.
Maybe there needs to be a Jeevan Sathi for founders as well.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, that there are a lot of stigmas. Now there's another stigma that very similar to this, but I'm slightly deviating, is that people always say that a husband and wife should never be partners.
I think that interpretation has now been like shattered through the glass window.
Yeah, that now after Mama,
sugar, like now to for sure. So and I also ran my business with my wife, for 7 years, and I mean, so I think we are successful, fairly successful, Not because I think we were married, so and we had challenges there, but I think one of the biggest reasons was we had complementary skill sets. Like I was a left brain, she was a right brain, right? And essentially, we understood, we had a good way of working together, so we can. So those parameters, those basics were still there, like, and that is very important. That whether you're married, whether you're still trying to find a founder, like that, those complementary skill sets and having the ability to work together is super important.
Yeah, and unless you don't find the perfect one, there's absolutely no point trying to get into it, because you know it's going, and it might just end up like breaking the business altogether. So I'm very happy the way things are right now, and this is something that I want to keep building, an entrepreneurial team that eventually takes it ahead. So
so you're not like a solo founder, you have 10 co-founders.
Exactly.
Amazing. And like on a personal level, I wanted to ask, and I know this, I think this question comes from, having watched an interview by Vinda Singh, where she said that when I was explaining sugar cosmetics, to a lot of people, especially investors and VCs, most of them in the room were men. और उनको समझ ही नहीं आता था कि long lasting lipstick, like क्यों है, like why do you need to source from Korea, like what's the differentiation? So have you also faced that challenge in conversations with people when you're trying to say कि I'm building the Raymond for women in India, and people coming back and saying क्या ज़रूरत है, like what is it you're different, like sleeves लगा रहे हो तो क्यों कर रहे हो, like can't you just sell a standard product? Like have you had that experience as well?
Of course, so many times, almost most of the times, 90% of our conversations, it's always some male people having this conversation. But then my way to deal with it is always ask them that, has your wife or sister or mom or anybody, any woman in your life ever complained about it? You know, ye kapde nahi mil rahe hai, this is the problem. You relate to them. If you don't hate it, you ask them that this is a serious problem, you'll get your answer yourself. And you have the privilege to saying iski zarurat nahi hai, because aapke paas to wo hai. You have the Raymond, so you never think the need, and you have 10 other options. But like women really face this problem, and this will come out of personal experience. So this is how I try to deal with it, and it works 100% of the time. I tell them, if you want, I'll send a sample for your the woman in your life, and they can try and tell us if this really works.
And I think one hack is never send free samples, so ask them to pay for it. So I think that really works. And I think kudos to you, because like when we'll have more women in the ecosystem, breaking barriers, building businesses which nobody has built, then you will build that supportive community. I'm very sure, like if there are other women founders listening to this, they'll get inspired and they'll try to do something which has never been done, right? So kudos to you for almost like creating like a new category, and really finding this white space. And like also and we've been chatting, and like you've been a big believer of serendipity and manifestation, right? So like how has that played a role in your life? And like in terms of maybe you can relate it with building Jaey, right? Like when I asked you like where do you see the business going and all, right? So like what do you manifest with Jaey in the next few years?
So my always belief is ki if you're really working towards something and you are so dedicated and you've manifested that this is what I wanted to become, and you just keep working towards it, the universe will automatically align everything around you to make it happen. And this has happened with me so many times, I can't tell you. It's a longer conversation, but like when I was starting, I'm just going to make it short. When I was starting, I was really struggling with the tech part of it, right? Because I wanted to get the website really well, and I failed thrice. All 3 times there has been somebody who I never knew who's come to save me and has made it what it is today. And these are gems of people that I did not know, and I found out of like nowhere. Like it's like somebody literally dropped them for me. But this similar thing has happened in a lot of places. Like I was struggling and I found something, some solution जो सामने से आया है, right? So this is not just about work. In general, I believe that for anybody, willpower plays an extremely strong role.
And I think people underestimate that it as a moat or as a strength or a perseverance, but like actually you're having that willpower, having that manifestation, believing, and like there's this very famous quote. It says, "Play the game like it's rigged in your favor," right? So actually just doing those things on a day-to-day basis, that I'm going to win, like this is like the stage is set for me. I think that plays a huge role in kind of building a large company. Like
even today, like you mentioned about the 100 crore man thing, I'm telling you that I'm going to build a 100 crore man, but I have no idea how I'm going to do it, right?
We'll edit this part out.
We do. But like I am so confident that I'll just work towards it enough that it will happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when the time comes to solve that particular problem, we will be able to do it.
Amazing.
Nobody who today is telling you to building a 500 crore brand knows how they're going to do it, but they will do it.
Correct.
No money ever knew that they're going to become so big, but that's probably about it.
Amazing. So, we have this very nice section where we do a rapid fire with the founder. So, I'm going to just ask you a few questions, just like, you can answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. So, tell us about the funniest customer conversation you've ever had.
It was just a two-day ago conversation, okay? It's a slightly longer answer, please pardon me. Okay. I was in a meeting with somebody important and I kept my phone aside and notification pops up, and this notification has one line of message that the only person getting publicity is you. Okay. Now, I don't know how to interpret this. Like, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I really want to check what that message is, but I can't because I'm in a meeting. I waited for like a good 1 hour. The first thing I did when the meeting ended is check that message. She had written like 10 messages. She was a customer. She was saying that I recently bought from 2 other brands and I had a terrible experience with them.
She was a fan.
Yeah, and then I had such a lovely experience with you. The only person getting good publicity is you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. It's a positive thing. So I called her and like, you don't get customers randomly ranting about other brands to you. And I was like, it was such a fun. She's like, this brand did this to me. I'm like, okay, no, you did such a good thing to me. I'm like, fine, thank you.
Interesting.
So I think that was super funny, but super amazing.
Amazing. What's your startup mantra?
Go with the flow. That's what I live by, and that's how I started everything. A lot of times when people want to start something, they have like 1,000 questions. What if this won't work? Ye kaise karunga? Wo kaise karungi? Etc. I say just do it. Make mistakes. You will automatically find solutions for it. So go with the flow is not just my startup mantra, but my life mantra.
Amazing. One tip you'd give to any early stage founder who's starting up? Go with the flow.
I think it's the same answer.
Your favorite woman founder?
I think it's Indra Nui to start with. It's always been and have always been in awe with the way she dresses, the unique style. More recently, obviously, there are not many that I really get inspired. It's Vinita Singh, Ghazal Alag.
Yeah. And again, if Vinita or Ghazal get to see this episode, please try Jaey.
Yes, please do.
Amazing. One angel you would like on the cap table?
I don't know, honestly. But I think it has to be Aman Gupta.
Interesting. Again, Aman, if you're listening to this. Thanks, Jaini, for this amazing chat. I can't let you go without your feedback on the ACLR8 cohort and the program. I know it's still early days, but what's been your experience? What do you think?
The one thing that I love about ACLR8, as against anything else that I've ever attended, is the amount of personal involvement that goes into it and how every member of the ACLR8 team understands the businesses and the founders so well and are tailoring their offerings to us.
Jaey for investment.
Yeah. So that's something that I really, really love, and the entire team, I think some people that are so well networked that today when I have to think of reaching out to anybody, I know that this team is going to make it happen for you. So that's something that I really love, and it's been amazing, and I can't wait for the next 3 months of the sessions.
Amazing. I think I couldn't have pitched ACLR8 better. So, thank you so much, Jaini, for, having us as a part of your journey, trusting us in your growth journey. When you say that you're building the Raymond for women in India, it gives us goosebumps, to be a small part of that journey. So, very excited to partner with you, very excited to support you, and, wishing you all the best in your journey. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much. I'm sure we'll have one Raymond for women in India through this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.